event really gained momentum after COVID, and Chuck has been really leading the charge and making it all happen. In the past, we've seen leaders from companies like Cloudflare, Salesforce, and Palantir, along with AI experts from IBM and Oracle, plus investors from Excel, Lightspeed, and Chevron. And this year has been just as impressive. And Chuck is here with me now, well, on Zoom, to talk more about it. Thanks, Chuck, for joining us today. So I want to start off by talking about your fireside chat that we heard from just a few moments ago with Nima Raphael. She is the Chief Data Officer and Head of Data Engineering for Goldman Sachs. What were your biggest takeaways from that fireside chat? And from your vantage point, why do you think that it was so important that you had this conversation?
Well, first I'll say it was just really great to talk to Nima. He has a background that's similar to mine, and today you don't often meet someone that starts off as an engineer, works at a company for 2 decades, and moves up through the ranks. This is my 22nd year at Intercontinental Exchange, where I started as a security engineer, and then as the company continued to grow, I continued to grow my career here as they invested in me. So it was really nice just on that level to talk to Nima and to be able to sort of share in his story and share my story with him. At Goldman, as Chief Data Officer, he spends a lot of his time talking and thinking about data and data governance. And it was really clear talking to him that it's something that he's really passionate about. They have a program called Legend, which they've open sourced, which is a whole platform that they're using in order to provide governance for financial data and to make sure that they have a platform where they can share that throughout their company, and they've open sourced it to offer it to other companies. So it's really nice to hear what they're doing and to hear and see where the industry is going.
And as CIO for NYSE Group, what role do you think you play in shaping the agenda and focusing on the Tech Summit? How does this align with the broader goals of the NYSE?
Well, at the New York Stock Exchange, we're really proud to be at the forefront of conversations, bringing together leaders from across sectors to tackle issues that are shaping the future of business and technology. And that's really what yesterday's Tech Summit was all about. It's really clear that the pace of technological advancement is only accelerating, and the challenges and the opportunities that we have ahead of us are really immense. We have so many great initiatives here at NYSE, like our Launchpad program and the Tech Council, which met day before yesterday. We remain committed to being the premier platform for innovation, collaboration, and growth at New York Stock Exchange. So being able to bring together, really industry experts, and as you mentioned, we had folks from New York Stock Exchange listed companies, we had private companies, we had venture capitalists there, having them share their views and discuss where they see things going, what the obstacles are. It's really a fantastic day at the New York Stock Exchange.
And this event is really known for facilitating those conversations and collaborations among tech leaders and innovators. And you also hosted a few panels talking about enterprise AI, like that we just talked about, from experimentation to production, and that fireside chat that we talked about within your CIO role. So talk to me more about other key themes that you're envisioning for next year's Tech Summit.
Well, next year we want to continue to build on what we've started. This was year 2 at the New York Stock Exchange. We did a San Francisco summit in May of this year. Next year, we've already have the dates circled for San Francisco and also for New York. We'll continue to look and build on what is important to the industry, what we see, where we see technology going. I'm sure AI is still going to be a hot topic, as well as cybersecurity and overall sort of business development trends and what we see happening. Yesterday we had just highlight a couple of the panels. We had Jay Evans from Oracle talking about where Oracle is going and how, as a hyperscaler, they see AI services being consumed in the marketplace. We also had Juan Perez from Salesforce, and he went through how they are pushing AI into production, getting it into customers' hands, and actually seeing return on investment. Those are both themes that everybody in the room were really interested in. Also point out we had Kama Bravo's co-founder Seth Burrow there, talking about cybersecurity and where he sits, controlling one of the largest cybersecurity portfolios that exist. He was in a really interesting place to share his insights on what he sees happening in the industry and where he sees it going. And then finally, I have to mention my talk with Pega Ibrahimi. She's from Morgan and previously Cisco, and she started her own VC firm. And it was a really fun conversation where we talked about how tech leaders, and everybody in the room was essentially a tech leader, talked about how tech leaders can start to transition out of the tech box that some of us feel that we're in and get more involved in business units and maybe even start thinking about how they could play in the venture capital world. So really, really cool day, really great conversations.
And it's really interesting how all of these technological advancements, as well as the development of AI and cybersecurity, really go all hand in hand, and that the NYSE is at the forefront of these conversations, hosting events like the Tech Summit that you really spearheaded, Chuck. So thank you so much again for all of these key insights, and we look forward to next year's coverage.
Thanks, Trinity. They say it all happens here, and it's true. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.